Welcome to the show, She Force. I'm your host, Amy Carlson. Delighted to have my guest today, Elysia Skye, intuitive business coach. Welcome, Elysia.
Thank you, darling. It is so fabulous to be here in your energy, in your world, getting to meet your people. What an honor.
Oh, likewise. Thank you.
Well, thank you.
So, why don't you start off telling us how you got started? Intuitive business coach. That's a pretty cool title.
Thank you. It starts with intuition, right? And it's funny. I'll give you the longer story longer. But when I started life coaching and I was doing consulting in different businesses, my clients started calling me their psychic coach, their psychic life coach, and the wizard behind the curtain, truth underneath all of that was I first got my start doing psychic readings and energy healing and cards and all that stuff, but I was too scared to go out there as an intuitive. And I, as if that's not the biggest deal in the world. I was like, I don't know if that's all I want to be, right? And as I've grown and matured, it's the thing that I love and respect most really in the universe is our ability to trust and listen to our intuition. So it's so silly that when I was younger, I didn't just go that way, but I trust the journey and the process because here I am now with all my business skills and all the companies I've started successfully and how I've helped so many others expand their companies. I don't ever want to stop talking about how do we create? How do we grow? What are your dreams? How can I help you with your dreams? And then listening to that beautiful guiding force. So that's kind of the short story behind it. But with intuition, started with my mom, and you're such a great mom, Amy. And I've had the privilege to know you for a couple of years at the time that we're meeting here today. And to hear the stories you've shared about your sons and your world and what it is to be such an incredible intuitive human yourself. We're spiritual beings having a human experience, and that mother energy is just the most powerful energy in the world, beyond the world. And my mom told me when I was a little girl that your intuition is real and to trust it and to listen to it. We used to play intuitive games and energy games and all sorts of things. So I grew up just knowing that that was one of my senses. And I didn't learn till later that most other kids didn't do that and didn't know that. And then as I got into coaching and as I got, more successful in business, seeing the biggest mistakes people were making was they weren't listening to their intuition. Right? Strategies are easy. You can Google them, you can download them, you can go to a webinar, you got it. Where the real work happens is when you start listening to yourself and taking action from there.
Yes. I've noticed that so much myself. And when I feel off, I'm not paying attention to that.
Usually.
Yeah.
But we
I,
do. We're human.
exactly. I know that you have a big story about how intuition basically saved your life. Yeah. You want to share that?
Sure. Let's see. It began so many moments, but the biggest turning point was when I was 24. I was diagnosed with stage 3 breast cancer. And I believe that I got cancer from not really honoring the grief and giving it the space to heal when my mother passed away when I was 12. And just different trauma that so many people experience in life, with family, with self-esteem, with all sorts of stuff. And I just kept going forward, just go go go. And that go go in me is one of the greatest qualities that I have, but it also was one of my saboteurs. And I was so ignoring my own health and energy and self-care, mental and physical, and putting other people's values and opinions and the industry I was in. I was acting full-time in Los Angeles when I got diagnosed. Putting all those views and opinions. What's that sound?
Sorry.
Okay, go back up.
Let me just.
Yeah, yeah.
Thank God I can edit because I forgot to turn my heater off. And with Zoom, it blocks all that out.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's true. So I'll back up to let's see, like self-esteem and stuff. Maybe hopefully you can patch it in, right?
Perfect.
Um uh I was talking about self-care. I really wasn't honoring my own I really wasn't honoring my own mental and physical self-care. And I was putting the industry that I was in, I was acting full time. I was putting the industry's opinions of me and their needs ahead of mine. You know, for example, one time I had a medical procedure done. I was on the East Coast and I had a callback for a movie. And instead of actually healing, I just got on a plane the next day, even though the doctor was like, I don't know, the pressure could mess with your stitches and all this stuff. And I was like, I don't care. I need to get to this part. I'd driven across the country. I abandoned my car and got on a plane and asked my boyfriend to drive my car back, which he was pissed about, so I could get to this callback. It wasn't even like a producer session, right? That's how desperate I was acting to be an actor, you know? And as we later learn, desperation cancels manifestation. And holy shit, Amy, can I curse on your show? I didn't ask you that before. Okay, great. We're adults. We're all adults here. Midlife, right? We're adults. So I was that was one example of 1,000, putting so many things before my own health and not dealing with trauma, loss, grief, all that stuff. Where does it manifest? It manifests where we as women hold things so near and dear in our hearts, in our breasts, in our lungs, and this whole chakra right around here, right? That fourth chakra space for most. Some women hold it in their second chakra, their creativity and their sacral with their uterus and their womb and all those things. So I went on a long journey to figure out, why did I get cancer? And that's what I came up with. And the more conversations that I've had with other cancer survivors and just people who have dealt with dis-ease, it's unhealed grief, trauma, fear. It's where they store their shit, right? Yeah. So I was 24, thinking, you know, I'm the most important thing in the world and everyone else should think that. And, you know, chaos, just steamrolling. And I was in the shower and I felt a lump and I just knew, because I'd always learned to trust my intuition, even though as a, you know, young adult, I didn't always listen to it. This moment, I heard that voice loud and clear, you've got cancer. And I'm not a hypochondriac. I'm really not. I'm not like a WebMD addict. You know, I'm just like, oh no, this feels different. And I could see into my body. There's a level of medical intuition that I carry. I'm so grateful for it. And I could see into my body what it was. And I called my doctor, got in a couple days later. By then, a second lump had formed in my armpit. And that's where lymph nodes are. So I knew this was not good. She had said, you know, the lymph node thing kind of worries me, but let's just see how it goes. You're really young. It's probably just a cyst. And I said, I want a mammogram and a biopsy. And she said, well, you know, your insurance isn't going to cover that. You know, this was in 2005. There was a lot of restrictions around insurance and pre-existing conditions and all this stuff. So I just walked my happy ass across the street to the Beverly Hills Women's Center. I think it's called Tower Imaging. And I put my credit card down like I was buying a car. And I was like, I would like a mammogram and a biopsy, please. They're like, do you have a referral? Yeah. Okay. So I charged that shit, got probably 20,000 Sky Miles for it. And turns out I had stage 3 cancer. And by the time I met with my oncologist a couple days later, she said, if we don't take care of this right now, you will be dead in a month. Wow. That's how fast it's growing. It was it's stage 3 because of the size that it was. And it was in 2 different spots. She's like, this is spreading fast. So had I listened to my original doctor, who's amazing and I love her, but science at the time said women in their 20s don't get cancer. And this feels just like a cyst. You know, women have lumpy breasts. So there's misdiagnosis happening all the time. I can't even blame her. I respect her so much. But what I respect just as much, if not more, was my own intuition to listen, because it saved my life. And now I get to help other women and I get to be here with you.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. And you have multiple businesses. Would you say that you are, so there's this term like multi-passionate and other words, but for somebody that, what would you call yourself?
I am creative. I am the essence of the divine feminine, as are you, and you know, anyone who is a woman or identifies as a woman, right? Who chooses this energy. We are inherently creative beings, you know, and especially from you know, an archetypical level or a genetic level. Let me say that again. Sorry, Amy. We are inherently creative beings, and it is our birthright, right? To receive and create. And my mentor, Andrea Quinn, taught me that, who you've probably already met and talked to and read her fabulous book. And so being this divine receiver as we are, the ideas never stop, right? So then you combine that with the go-getter, the go girl, right? Which now I understand from my human design is my manifesting generator, right? So you take that, I'm going to do whatever I want all the time. Plus layering in compassion and love and generosity and loyalty and all those things that you and I both are. And with that creative spirit, how do I not do all the things I want to do? Right? There's can't not do all the things.
Yeah.
So when someone has a lot of ideas and a lot of passions, there are a handful of processes that I work with them through the Brilliance Method, through my coaching programs, and even through Course Creation Clarity to nail down what's important now, right? What's your mission? What's your legacy? All those roads lead to the legacy, but where is it that you want to focus your time and energy now, where you have the most experience, the most passion, the most connections? What will be profitable that you can then build on that? And then once that has legs, like once it's a toddler, then we could create the second life and the second business and nurture that. And then the first one, you have a beautiful team and support helping you run it. So then the second one shows up, right? And then it's like, okay, now we can nurture this one. You can have a dozen babies, right? They just have to all be fed, looked after, taken care of. There has to be a system in place. So some of that I learned the hard way. I messed up a lot. And one of the things about having such creative energy and always going and creating, and I'm sure you can relate to this and so many of your listeners can relate to this, is when we are in constant mad scientist mode and we're creating, sometimes we skip the little steps, which are right, the pieces, the systemizations, the hiring the right people, and then it just starts to pile up, and then you have to pause and go, oh my gosh, I have cleanup on aisle 7, right? There's so much to fix. So now at this stage in my life and coaching others in business, I have systems in place. I'm consistently getting better with it. It's not perfect, but if nothing else, if anyone who's listening wants to start multiple businesses or has multiple businesses, I know you know this too, just pause and take the time to set things up properly. Do it with excellence. Can we talk about excellence? Amy,
Yes.
talking about excellence. Okay. So when we rush to do something, that's what we're doing. We're rushing. And I'm all about mindfulness, right? Mindfulness is the act of being present. It's not multitasking. So when we're rushing, we're usually kind of multitasking, and sometimes we're thinking about multiple things, and it's always a little bit messy, right? So the example I like to give, because we're animal people, right? You got a dog or a cat that yaks on the floor, vomits on the floor. With excellence, when you clean it up, you get the paper towel and you wipe it, and then you get some water and you wipe it, and you get some spray and you wipe it, and then you get another paper towel and you dry it off, right? Or maybe regular towels if you're very eco-conscious. Okay. But there's multiple steps. You don't just grab the towel like my husband does until I've told him not to, right? Love him. Love him. He doesn't do it anymore. Okay. You don't just grab the towel and wipe it and leave. Like there's gross stuff on the floor. With excellence, we follow each step, even if it takes a little bit longer, it's done right. And then later, we're not having to deal with the aftermath that we didn't do it properly in the first time. But I want to give some grace to that. It doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to be done mindfully. There is a difference.
Yeah. I hadn't put those two thoughts together, mindfulness and excellence, until just now. And it gave me a whole different view. I felt my viewpoint change.
Tell me, what's
Yeah.
happening?
Yeah. For some reason, like you become aware of you go, okay, I had not thought of excellence in the same field as mindfulness, but why not? And so now I've just got this curiosity, for myself about why not. But I'll have to explore that. But now I feel them hand in hand.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I know things will be even easier for you now.
Yeah, for sure.
It's intention. right? Intention plus action is how we create. You have to intend it, believe it, want it, desire it, share it with the universe or people who love you and support you, and then take action on behalf of it. And then all your dreams manifest. There's a Quaker saying that I learned when I used to work at Keller Williams Realty, and I love Gary Keller and I love his book, The One Thing. And he, at the time I was working, had this beautiful heart-led representative named Mo Anderson, and Mo shared a saying which was, "Pray but move your feet." It's an old Quaker saying, right? Pray, but move your feet. So that means all the manifesting, all the secret, all the law of attraction, all the forgiveness, all that, it it is so essential to our evolution, personal and spiritual. But we have to change our behavior. We have to do something different. Pray, but move your feet, right? If you are praying or meditating or manifesting or letting go or truly forgiving someone or forgiving yourself, then the action happens where you think of that person later and you no longer feel angry, right? You choose in the moment, even if it feels subconscious, you choose in the moment to just honor and reflect on your journey with them with love. And then you go through your day taking different actions. That's how our whole lives change.
Yeah, and I think you really hit it on the head for me anyway. Sometimes the mindfulness piece feels like stopping. And it can be like, it can be like stop and take a breath.
Yeah.
But that part about pray and move your feet, really puts the mindfulness with the excellence for me. Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah. If you've ever sat with someone who was ill and then recovered, even if their recovery was temporary, you know, we sit around, we ask for prayers, we send prayer groups, messages to please look and send light and love over this person. But what else do? We advocate for them. We
Mhm.
ask questions. We make sure that doctors are communicating. We take action.
Yes. So what mindful action what's next for you in your creative journey?
Oh my gosh. So I always have to go back to the win formula, right? Gary Keller, what's important now? Because in my 5-year dream and plan and my big hairy audacious goals, there's some big stuff there. Okay. Uh, what's next right now is I am creating my own podcast. So I hope by the time this is such a popular episode in the future, everyone goes and looks up my podcast and it's already many months old, and go leave it 5 stars and a great review. It's going to be called Create Your Life. And I'm excited to shine a light on other people who are creating their lives of all industries. And I've had the privilege of being close friends with so many powerful, when I say powerful, I mean like with their heart, just shining, trailblazing entrepreneurs, people in the celebrity space, writers, authors, moms, just heroes, my superheroes, right? So I want to shine a light on all these people. And I plan to do a nice mix of people with influence and people that have a small audience to shine light on both. And I'm excited to get that started. In my world, we have the Trailblazer community, which is my Facebook group. So I invite everyone in your world to come and hang out with us. It's a free community. It's so beautiful. You'll see Amy promoting and doing her gorgeous stuff in there too. And in there is where you will find any events that I have going on. So I'm always doing some sort of retreat online or in person. So check that out. My team is in place. Just, those are kind of going on autopilot now, but each theme is different. Each intention and energy is different. Each learning is different. And I grow and expand every time I put my heart into those. So those things are happening. And Course Creation Studios is happening. So, one thing I've learned in being a producer in course creation for so many years, working with really, really high level, professors and academia and universities, is people have the best intentions to make a great course, and most of them don't do it.
True.
Most of them don't take the action, and I get it. It's a lot of work, and having a video producer background, we didn't even talk about that. I was in Hollywood as a producer for like 17, 18 years. I know cameras, I know production, I know how to direct. So I just have that skill. It's one of my many businesses. And bridging that with course creation and my successful courses and helping so many other people with successful courses, I'm just going to help them do their course. It's not a do it yourself, it's a done for you, done with you. So we have a whole production company ready. We already have clients that are in it, that are doing it, that are one just wrapped. It's exciting just to be like, I don't want to do this myself.
Yeah.
I want someone to help me write my course, and I want someone to film it, and I want someone to edit it for me.
Yeah.
Great.
Then it's done.
Then it's done, right? And if you want them to do the marketing, I have an agency that I can connect you with, and everything's there, the worksheets, all the stuff. So that's exciting. That's really, really, really fun coming up. I have so many things coming up, sweetie. I don't have a short answer.
I know. Well,
Yeah.
that's your creative spirit.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Well, as we wrap up, do you have anything, is anything coming to mind that you would like to leave the audience with from your heart?
Sure. We were chatting briefly before we started filming, and one of the things that you mentioned was when I got started with doing wedding officiating and mindfulness. And I don't need to tell that whole story, but the moral of the story is that each piece of our life leads us to the next piece of our life. And there were so many moments in my life where I was broke, or I was scared, or I was alone, or I was sick, and I was all those human things. And even still, those moments creep in, right? The scarcity, the ego shows up to go, are you sure? Can you do this? Is it going to work? Those things always will happen. And as we expand and grow and evolve, we notice them less and we feel them less when we trust our intuition more and more and more. But the part of my journey about doing weddings and the mindfulness into corporate consulting and kind of how each thing led to the next thing, I want to remind anyone who is listening to honor and trust your journey, which means everything you've ever done, you have a skill, even if you don't realize it or recognize it, you have a skill that you are bringing with you from the last thing to the next thing that you're creating. And every yes has been supporting you, and every no has supported you. Because even there may have been some disappointing no's and rejections for jobs or opportunities, but had they been a yes, right? If they were supposed to have been, they would have. That no made you stronger and help and made you persevere and inspired you to connect and pivot and do something that has made you the incredible human that you are now, which is about to lead you to the next thing. Yes. So trust that. Please, please trust your journey. And when you get a no, when you hear a no, when they say no or not right now, you want someone on your show and they're like, not yet, or they don't write you back, write 4 agreements. Don't take it personally.
Exactly.
And move on with honor and love for yourself. So it's the one thing leads to another. Trust your journey.
Yes. Thank you for that. That feels so good to end with. And for the audience, I always like to remind that information without integration just gets heavy. So, what's one thing that you can take from this show today that you feel inspired to move your feet towards? Take action on. Yes. Oh, Elysia, such a delight to be with you. Thank you so much for your time and your wisdom and your mindful excellence.
You're welcome. Thank you for being an angel in my life. Always. We're stuck with each other, babe.
We are.
Mm-hmm. Bye for now.
Oh, I love you.
I love you too.
Yay.
We love each other. Tell everybody, keep this in the edit.
We do. We do. We do. We do.
Yeah.
It's so, I have thought about that, like, you have helped me expand that too. I did not have a lot of female interactions that, were like that I could do that with or felt comfortable with, or maybe it was just me where I was at those times. But honestly, ever since coming into your world too, I'm like, just, and you express it like in the Sapphire group and well, everywhere you go, you really express it. But I feel like I know that it's really given me permission to, it feels so good.
Yeah.
Like it's easy to do with my kids, but to be with adults and do that, or to acknowledge it in yourself, even when it comes up like right away, like if you just met somebody and you feel like, okay, this feels awkward to say, but I want to say it.
Mhm. Yeah. I
Yeah.
I hope that more women will find allies and safety in other women.
Yes.
I've always been a girl that was friends with girls and boys, right? Everybody. And I met so many women who were like, "You're my only girlfriend." Like, "I like you." I'm like, "Well, then you're gonna like all my friends." And they do.
Yeah.
And so I'm so happy to hear that, Amy, that you
Yeah.
like you found a home with us and yeah, you're a part of the family and your energy is such a beautiful infusion in our family. And so often we forget that you're not in all the programs or on all the cloud calls or on all the things, right? It's like, where's oh wait, Amy, Amy's not here. But let me tell you this crazy story where she is so fabulous, and you're just infused, you're integrated into the world, and
Thank you.
it's who you are. It's the energy you carry that you have like this. It's like stickers, like little hearts that are just sticky
Oh,
on both sides. So like people can just feel like they can just come and stick to you. And you give the best hugs.
oh,
You
thank
do.
you.
You're welcome.
And you're so good at shining the light on like whatever you do and whoever is there, you take every one of those people and you say something about them during the event or during the call or whatever, and you're pointing out things, and you are like, I love your podcast because you're so good at that, shining the light on other people's. You see things, you remember things about people, and you share them.
Mm.
And anytime those people are in your sphere, you just you shine the light on them. It's really cool.
I love it. Yeah. It's like, look at her, look at her, look at
Yeah,
her. I'm like,
yeah.
she's so cool. Yeah. It's like show and tell, all my friends.
It
Look
is.
how great she is.
I know. I know, and when I first met you too, I was like, you would talk about your friends and I thought, "Does she really have that many friends?" And I was like, "Oh, yeah, she does." And they're all special to her. Like, it's not, and I could tell that. It wasn't like, "Oh, she's got a lot of acquaintances." She's got a lot of friends, and they all mean a lot to her.
They do. Thank you for saying that.
Yeah,
They do.
yeah. You've got big capacity. Mm,
Thank you.
yeah, yeah,
My sister is the same way, and we've often talked about how we have a small family, like blood family, it's small. You hear about
mm,
people who have like 30 cousins and six, their mom had six brothers, and it's like we didn't have, we're tiny, teeny, there's like a handful of us. And growing up that way with a small family, like we never had family reunions. Like we had dinner on Sunday. That was the family reunion. So we adopted a lot of family members that became our closest friends, and that's just who they were. And then they started coming to our family dinners. So our family dinners got bigger and bigger because we adopted all the stray cats.
yeah, yeah,
So that's part of it, is just the gratitude for seeing people who have big families, like, oh, we have one too, we're just not all blood related.
yeah. And the fact that even this house that you chose has space
Yeah,
for,
that's
people to come and stay, and I mean, intentionally, like, yeah, that's cool.
that's what I wanted. Oh my gosh, Carla's here, Mark's here, Sonia's here, my brother-in-law's here, everybody's a
Oh my
guest.
gosh, that's awesome. I love it.
Pretty fun.
I'm so excited for your content camp too. Like, I just get excited seeing the pictures of everybody that's coming, and, even though I won't be there, I feel like I'm a part of it somehow, and I
Yeah,
know that whenever you do it again or whatever you do next, maybe you're not gonna do that, but you're gonna do something else, and I'll be there.
he'll be there. I know. It seems like it's always during your son's track stuff. So I'm giving you a year heads up. It's going to be the last like week or two of April, Amy.
Okay,
2024.
perfect.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. He's graduating in May, so
Perfect. This May.
Mhm.
Okay. So last one, no problem. And I like I said, love you being a mom. I love how you love your kids, and I love how you show up for them. And not everybody does that, so I get it. You'll be there when you're meant to be there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. All right, should we do a little promo thing?
Yes. Okay, so I'll just kind of say like, hey, we just got done with this interview, and then and I'll hand it over to you too, to like of anything, a little nugget, little breadcrumb if you want to throw it out there.
Okay, gluten-free.
Okay. Yes.
Right.
Oh, hey, it's Amy Carlson with the She-Force Show, and we just wrapped up an interview, Elysia Skye and I. It was amazing. You're going to want to watch it. Elysia, do you want to share a little bit about what entices them?
Yes. Do you hear my dogs going crazy right now?
They're excited.
Well, maybe you could edit just where you just ask me the question again. Give them a second. Guys. Must be the Amazon guy. Hates that guy. All right.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, they got it. All right. Can you ask me the question again, sweetie? Elysia, do you want to share? What was it? Share something enticing, or what was it?
Yeah. Elysia, do you want to share a little bit about why people should watch and what we talked about?
We talked quite a bit about creating your life and mindfulness and excellence and healing and trusting your intuition. We got a lot done in under 30 minutes, which we do. So you're not going to want to miss this. It's a game changer.
That's right.
Yay.
Oh, thank you, love.
You're welcome. Could we do like let's do like a screenshot or something.
Yeah.
Okay, hold on. I like that I have your little She-Force logo too. Okay, so smile to the camera. 1, 2, 3. Love it.
Yay.
I'll send that to you. Let me make sure you're looking at where are you looking? You're looking at me. You got to look into your lens. Let's do it one more time. I know it's so awkward to look in the lens sometimes. It is. Okay, looking into the lens. 1, 2, 3. Oh my God, I'm so happy. I can't stand it. All right, babe.
Oh, thank you so much. Tell Sonia hi and Carla hi. And I'm going to finish up her course tonight, so I have feedback for her. And
nice.
Yay.
That's so cool. All right, babe. I love you. Thank you again.
I love you too. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. And you can use anything we said, even if it wasn't like planned. It's fine.
Okay. Cool. Thank you.
Bye. I don't know how to get out. You're going to help.